Hi, this is Regeline Sabat, also known as Gigi. You're listening to Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Tania Simmons, best known as a respected apostle, equipping and empowering others, global humanitarian, motivational speaker, professor of academia, teacher, global entrepreneur, the CEO of Global Empowerment Firm, and the founder of Healing for the Nations, Inc. Welcome to the show, Tania.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice. I'm really honored to be here with you today. I'm so excited. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's an honor to have you here today. Now, why don't you start off by telling us about you and where you are from?
Yeah, absolutely. I am from Columbus, Ohio. I was originally born in Mobile, Alabama, the deep South, and a Southern girl. But my parents are in the ministry; they're pastors as well. And so, at the age of 8, we moved over to the United Kingdom, lived there for about 3 years, and my dad was finishing his doctorates. He's also an international scholar. And so we came back over here. And, I mean, my life has been amazing, but there's been adversity as well, and lots of it at different times. But, I think it's adversity that makes us. But I have 3 beautiful children. And so the oldest, I got to send a shout out to them. You know how it is. So my oldest is 27. Her name is Hannah. She is beautiful. She's married, has 5 little girls. She just had twins, Gigi, and Nora and Maya. So they're all little girls. They're a beautiful family. And my son is 26. He is handsome. Ladies, he's still single for now, but he's super successful. He's a business owner as well. And then my little one, her name is Miss Ava Grace, and she is 11 years old, and she is a princess. So that's a little bit about me. And yeah, I'm very blessed to have them. So.
I love it. Now, tell us more about your Healing for the Nations, Inc.
Yes, absolutely. So, Healing for the Nations is a vision that I've had in my heart for about the past 20 years. And, there's a story here, obviously. Through pain, purpose is birthed, and most of the time. And so I went through a very, very painful, difficult time in my life when I was 22. I had married my high school sweetheart, and oh, there's Saf. I'm gonna send a big send out to. Hi, Saf. He is such a blessing in my life. I tell you, he is a great man. But anyways, love you much. So anyways, when I was 22, my first husband passed away, and we had at that point a son and a daughter. And so it was then that great purpose was born in my heart. I was 6, and I realized that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to either be a doctor, a minister. I remember thinking that at the age of 6, but at 22, I found myself widowed, single, and with all this added responsibility. And honestly, it was a place where I was seeking. I needed divine instruction. I needed wisdom. I needed, what now kind of thing, right? And so after 3 months of, just really honestly just praying and talking to my parents and knowing what was in my heart, how does this all come about, I went ahead, I moved to Columbus, and I finished up a pastoral diploma. And then I went through a school for inner healing and counseling, and I got that diploma as well, certification. And then I started doing humanitarian relief work. Obviously, my family was first, so I took care of my family, obviously. And but I remember, just thinking and just wondering, just bringing healing. Healing is so important to people. For me, I am also in healthcare, so I see people in kind of 3-dimensional. So it's spirit, soul, and body, and to take care of them in all 3 capacities. right? So I want to helping people spiritually, helping people emotionally become whole, and helping people physically become whole. So that was the whole purpose, and that's where Healing for the Nations was birthed, and that's how it came about. And so helping people. So I went on tons of humanitarian relief missions, met with a team of doctors from Canada and America, went to Haiti. I love Haiti, by the way. Send a big shout out to Haiti, but I love Haiti. And, established a clinic there. And I remember waking up one morning, going out to the clinic, and we would put in 12, 13-hour days, Gigi. And of course it's, volunteer, obviously, but there was lines and lines of people, and they needed medical care. And I remember we would bring them in and we would pray with them as well. And we would minister to them in their spirit, and praying for them, but we would also, help them in their physical body too. And so that's my heart. And we're doing lots of great things in Pakistan, and India. And I'm giving a big shout out to Saf, because we have recently partnered up, and he is going to be launching the UK division. And so I'm super blessed, super excited about it. And he's been a tremendous blessing in my life, because he's that person that says, wait, what about this? Wait, look at this. Wait, what about this? And I need that.
Sounds like him.
You need that. You need those people in your life. So, but anyway, so that's the vision, just helping people, loving people, meeting people where they're at, getting them good medical care, helping them in all three areas, their spirit, soul, and body.
Amen. Very powerful. Now tell us more about your experience in the National Shark Tank competition.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So I've always been involved in business. I've always loved business. And honestly, it's one of those things, Gigi, that, you're like, well, I've got this desire, and what do I do with this? It was like that. I've got this desire. What do I do with this? And Gigi, in my life, when those desires come up, I pay a lot of attention to them, because, passion, obviously that comes from somewhere, right? The passion, for me, has always equaled to purpose. And so I take note of those desires that pop up in your heart. And so a couple of years ago, true story, a couple of years ago, I was like, praying again. I was like, all these creative ideas, it was like a download was coming to me. And I was like, okay, I've got all these ideas. I've got this one in particular business idea, and what I'd like it to take it to the next level. So when that happens, of course, you're going to start searching. So I got in contact with she's an amazing mentor, amazing mentor. Her name is Michelle P.O.W.E.R, and she is the founder and the CEO of the Nurses Business Association. And you can look her up. I would advise you to, but she turns nurses into entrepreneurs. And so I connected with her, super wonderful woman. And she was just so embracive, loved on me, said absolutely. So she's from Ohio as well. She lives in California. And she took me under her wing, and she said, come on out, come to our conference. And then she called me and she said, I'd like you to present your idea in our Shark Tank. And I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? She's like, no. She goes, you're one of five, in the nation to present on our Shark Tank. And I was like, oh my Lord in heaven. And so it was just me. It was just me, Gigi. And I worked it. I worked it in the back scenes, and I developed it. And I served. I went there. I served. I served the people. I helped in every capacity I could. And that team is wonderful. They loved on me. They embraced me. I mean, it was just, I met amazing men and women throughout the nation, who are business owners, but also in the healthcare field, just amazing people. And so great connections were forged. And I went up there that when we had in front of like 300 people, some of these people were executives, podcasting, I mean, all sorts of people. And so I went up and I presented about, it was actually on medical waste. I don't mind talking about it because medical waste is huge. Excuse me. Medical waste is huge in the US. And we actually waste over around $900 billion of medical waste. And so I created something in order to help decrease that medical waste and actually turn the medical supplies and helping other nations. And so I presented that, and yeah, I got first runner up, and the winner, which she only beat me by 2 points, but I was really happy for her too. She was a nurse practitioner, and she actually created and invented and did R&D on the market, was putting it on the market for it was a new type of Foley catheter, and so for women. And so it's being utilized today, I believe, in the market in healthcare. And so yeah, it was super fun, super cool, one of those cool things. And I was very excited about it. So yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Now tell us
Yeah.
more about business and international currency trading.
Yeah, so this is a newfound passion of mine. I love it. And so what this is everything for me goes back to helping others. I know that sounds very, very simplistic, probably in ways, but it's true. Everything goes back to helping others. So I am very thankful that it's blessing me and my family as well, because I want to leave generational wealth. I want to leave generational wealth to my family, to my children, to my children's children. That's something that I definitely want to do. But I also want to help those other people that get free financially free. I believe that wealth is a mindset. I believe that wealth is an outlook, and wealth is not only money, but again, it goes back to spiritually being healthy and wealthy. It goes back to emotionally being whole, healthy, and wealthy. Because I've seen multimillionaires that don't have two penny that are very unhappy. They get up and they're depressed, and or they I've seen very successful surgeons that have talked to me about they're in alcoholism, or they're in several addictions, or whatnot. So wealthy to me is holistic. Wealthy is, yes, finances, but it's also, and now we're going in a little bit deeper into this wealth mindset. I think that needs to shift. Not only does it need to shift from just finances, but holistically wealthy. As your soul prospers, then you will prosper, right? So I really believe that. I really believe that prosperity is in every area. It's not just in finances. But specifically for our purpose today, we're talking about finances. So, excuse me. So, international currency trading is learning different strategies on the international market. What that is, excuse me, my goodness, the USD market, the Tokyo market, the London market, and the Sydney market. How we do this is that there is an educational platform full of educators that are nine income figure earners. We all need mentors. So I'm going to send a big shout out to Coach Max today. She is an amazing woman. She has earned the right for this. She is over a $10 million income earner. Oh my goodness, something just happened. Let me go back here. Sorry, my phone is acting a little crazy
Seems like we
here.
have a
Okay,
technical issue.
sorry about that. Um, so she is over a $10 million income earner. And she teaches people globally about how to do international currency exchange. So what I do is I am building teams right now of people who are building their teams, and they are actually earning a very good income in residual income from team building as well as trading. So what I do and what I help people to develop a trading plan. We do a trading plan every day, and I'm growing my own personal account. I can't give numbers, but I can say it's being very successful. I'm growing my income, my trading account every day by 3%. I know that might not sound like a lot, but let me tell you, compounded interest, when you teach people about compounded interest, it is a lot. Because let me tell you, if you invest, here's a little statistic. If you invest $200, okay, you let it grow by 3%, GG, every day. This is how the banks make money, okay? Because they use your money, to make money, okay? So if you take, and they don't teach us this, they don't teach us this in high school, they don't teach us this in college for a reason, okay? Because the government is making money on our student loans. Obviously, the interest, we all know this, okay? So when we learn how to really make our money work for us, that is freedom. So let's say you take $200, you compound it, you make 3% on that every day. We don't trade on weekends, so it's by 260 days in 1 year. How much money do you think you're going to have just by growing it 3% every day for 260 days in 1 year, Gigi?
That's right. That's absolutely correct. And most people, they want to obtain financial freedom, but they don't understand that they need to first obtain financial security.
That's exactly right. And so for women, now it's super important as well as men, of course. But I see more and more women being interested in international currency trading, which is exciting. Um, so if you were to do that and invest $200 at 3% for 260 days, you'd have approximately $234,000 by this time next year if you were to continue to grow your money by 3%. And
Absolutely
that's what
amazing.
we, yeah, and that's what we teach people how to do. We teach people it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's nothing like that. You have to have patience. You have to have endurance. You have to put in your education. You have to learn. You know, there's HFX. It's a high frequency strategy that we teach. Forex market is a $6 trillion market. That's where every piece of money flows in and out of. So last night I was live trading and I was learning about some Asian markets. The London market was opening up at 2 in the morning. So we've got live trading sessions as well. And if you want to maximize your money, that's the way to do it. My team also gives back to other countries as well. I started a Filipino team group, and we gave money back into that nation. We have also started a team in Nairobi, in Kenya. We've also started a team in Pakistan, and we're giving back to these nations. So that to me is what it's about. It's helping people get financially free when we need it. We need it the most. The good thing too is the international currency market, it's recession proof. So if the market's high, you can sell. If the market's low, you can buy. So it's wonderful for people, yeah, and you can do it anywhere. It's digital, and that's where business is now moving to on the digital market.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that with us, Tanya.
Yeah,
Now, tell us more
absolutely.
about what inspired you to pursue a degree in nursing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So my original degree was biomed, medical, obviously, and so
I wanted to pursue my original degree was for being a doctor. And so, but after talking and, getting to really get into the niche of things, I realized that the best doctors, I know this is going to sound funny,
Hey,
but I
Tanya, just a heads up. I want to make sure your mic is not. Yes, there we go. We can hear you
Oh,
now.
okay, awesome.
Yes.
Sorry, but the best doctors are what I've seen. They have already an understanding of the medical field, the medical background. They have a true heart of compassion, sincerity for people, and I love the medical field. I love. I think we have some excellent minds as doctors and nurses. Big shout outs right now, obviously because of COVID. The things they're the heroes. I mean, they are the heroes on the front lines for sure. So I want to make sure that I send out huge shout outs to them and they feel massive amounts of love today. So I think the healthcare field is sometimes very underappreciated. And I don't know. I've just always had a love for people making a difference. I think that I said this yesterday on another broadcast. Compassion is stems from love, which always equals action. Love is always action. It's action oriented. If someone tells you they love you and then they never show you, well, you have to question, is that love? If they see that there's a real need, if people see there's a real need and then they don't do anything about it, I honestly, I have to question, is that love? Are they showing that true love? So I feel like the world needs a lot more of that, especially nowadays. If we can just reach out to each other in love and in compassion. But I've always known, Gigi, to answer your question, I had that desire. I had the desire since I was 6 years old to be in the healthcare field. So for me, it wasn't, let me just break this down really quickly. Have you ever talked to those people and they said, I've really not known what I wanted to do. They're confused and they're conflicted about what they've wanted to do. I wasn't like that, Gigi, and I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just at the age of 6, I always knew. It was a clear path for me, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a clear path. Now, the path has not always been easy. It has been very, how to say, filled with adversity at times. But I think, Gigi, coming from, knowing some about you, you're a great woman. But I think greatness is forged in the furnace of fire sometimes. And I'm going to say that again. Greatness is forged in the furnace of fire. And it's like the diamond, it's put under pressure and then it comes out as a diamond, right? The pearl that comes out as a diamond because of the pressure. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And so I'm very thankful for my journey. I'm thankful for, it right now. But I want to send out a shout out to people who have experienced, who may have a great vision, and in great purpose. I think we all have great purpose and we all matter and our lives are very, very significant. There is one Gigi, there is one Saf Buxy, there is one Regne, there is one, on and on. We are unique in and of ourselves. And so I think, and I said this yesterday, it's our difference that makes us stand out. And, the things that you've been through, Gigi, the things that you've gone through has made you stronger and has given you wisdom for now and for the days ahead. So I've known since the age of 6, I hope that answered your question, but
Yes,
I've always had a desire to go in the medical field. And I've always seen people as that triad, of spirit, soul, and body. And we all need attention to each one of those areas. We for wholeness, for true wholeness. We need that.
Yes, ma'am. My
Yep.
mother's a nurse as well, so my heart goes out
Oh.
to you. I know how much you all.
I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, Tanya, tell us more about the major challenge that you had to overcome in your life.
Oh my goodness, which one? Oh Lord.
The one that
There.
the most.
That's a really good question, Gigi. That's a good one. Well, there's been challenges that have attacked my self-esteem. There's been challenges that have caused me to question myself, my own identity. I've overcome those types of challenges. Whether it be through, I've experienced different types of abuse in my life as I was growing up, not by my parents or anyone like that, thank God, but just, in different ways. It's known that, what is it? One out of every four females have been sexually abused in some form or fashion. So, I've had to overcome that, at a very young age. And I don't mind saying that. I can talk about those things very freely now because I am free, and helping others in doing that. But I think here's the thing. I'm going to speak to this very quickly. If your identity can be attacked, okay, if your identity can be attacked, your self-esteem can be affected, the picture and your perspective of who you are can be misaligned, then you're not ever going to step into that great place that the Lord has for you, or that purpose, right? Your true purpose. So I think that that can happen to a lot of people, maybe at a young age, or through their adolescence. And then being on top of that, I lost my first love at the tender age of 22. And so then I had to overcome, he didn't abandon me, but then I had to overcome, issues of feeling abandoned or abandonment in ways. Then I went through a crisis of my faith because we were youth pastors at the time, Gigi. And so our youth group went from 8 to like 42 people in 6 weeks, 42 kids. So what me and my husband did was we picked up these children from alcoholic, broken homes. And the funny thing is that the man who hit my husband head on was one of the alcoholic fathers of the kids we were taking to our youth group. And so that was like a 1 in a million. I don't even know what those odds are. I can't even explain how that would happen. I really don't. And so I think, to answer your question here very directly, is I've had questions come up of, I mean, I've questioned my faith at times. I've never turned my back on the Lord, but I've had questions, hard questions. And, why do bad things happen to good people? Or, why has this happened? And I think here's the bottom line is I think the
You said request to sender.
I know.
Thank you.
He made me laugh. I could not. I tell you, he's so funny. Oh my God. You guys gotta meet Saf Bucksy. He's amazing, y'all. Well,
Yes.
anyways, he's so funny, Gigi. You're gonna have so much fun. So
I have. When we spoke the other day. He is hilarious.
oh my God, he's 1 in a million. Gigi, he's a 1 in a million. So much love to him. But I think, to answer your question, for me, there's been many challenging moments. But what it boils down to, I think it boils down for me, is faith has not been easy. Faith is a faith. That's why it's called faith. right? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes there's a lot of adversity. But with adversity, it builds inner fortitude. And so it pushed me into that place of destiny and purpose, and knowing who I am, truly who I am, and being confident to operate from the core of who I am, and knowing, and that's come at a cost. It's come at a cost, Gigi. It's come at a cost of saying, you know what? No, I don't think I'm going to associate with you. No, I know my boundaries. I know my yes. I know my no's. I know the things I'm going to associate with. I know the things I'm not going to do. And so that's come at a everyday, at a price, and I hope I'm making myself clear on this, is that faith has not been, yes, faith, being able to draw strong boundaries in my life, and being able to follow through with those boundaries, knowing your worth as an individual, knowing that you carry high value, and being able to walk that out, and believing in yourself. I think having a level of high self-confidence and knowing who you are, I think all of those things, when you say this, I know the things I've walked through have been difficult. They have been hard, but somehow, some way, it's going to help another person. Somehow, some way, I'm going to turn this into a win, and it's going to. So, in other words, I'm not a victim. I'm a victor, and I'm going to help as many people as possible through what I have experienced, through the things that I have went through. I am going to help the masses with a spirit of servanthood, with a spirit of love, with a spirit of excellence. And I hope that answers the question. It hasn't been just one adversity, it's many adversities. And I think that when you're in true leadership, and when you have true, authentic transparency in your life, I don't care. The people on the best of stages, the best of platforms, have been through hell. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Look at the things that she has been through. But because she has determined not to have the mindset of a victim, but to have the mindset of a true victor, she is able to help thousands and thousands of people. And that is what I think, being able to make that, and to know that your life matters, to know that somehow good is going to come out of those things that you have experienced for others. I think that is powerful. That's true greatness. That is true greatness. Walking in that reality of just knowing that, and walking forward in it, and having belief that your life matters, that you can make a difference, and going for it, and putting that vision to action.
Amen, Tanya. Now, what is your why that keeps you going?
Yeah, I've had quite a few people ask me that lately. I've had quite a few people ask me, what is my why? And I'm gonna answer this. I know this is gonna sound so fundamental and so simplistic. But I care about people. My why is my family, first and foremost, too. My family, they mean everything to me, and I want to see them happy, blessed, successful. And of course, we have to define success. But I do what I do in order to create the best life possible for them, and for myself. But uh, I also feel it's very, very important to serve others, and to make a true impact, to love people without strings attached, so to speak. I really believe that. I really believe that. And when you're giving, not to attach strings to it, to give from an overflow and abundance out of your spirit, out of your heart, to others. I know that sounds, I know that sounds so maybe idealistic, maybe, but I feel very strongly about that. People need that. In fact, I feel like I could get choked up right now, but people need what's real. They need real love. I think so many times we see things or we experience things in our lives that we think is love, but it's not really love. And, I do believe that God is love. And I think there is a void on the inside of each one of us that looks for that. And we've tried to fill it with, all sorts of different things and in different ways. But I feel like we all are deserving of love, real love, and we need that. We need that.
Amen. I agree. Now tell us more about the projects that you're currently working on, Tania.
Oh my goodness gracious, which ones? Oh Lord. Uh, you know, uh, so well, my goodness, where do I start? So, international currency trading, I'm building a global teams. And so if you want to be on a momentum of our team in Fiji just has blown up. I mean, I'm going to send out a shout to Mr. David Bloomfield, my business partner in Canada. Oh my goodness, Marshall, Joni Budd, Chris Budd in Canada. They're multimillionaire business owners. I partner with them. She actually contacted me last night. And this is the type of people I'm connected with. She just blessed me. She just blessed me. And she said, I'm not going to go all into it, but she just really blessed me last night. And she touched me in a special way. And I just want to tell you that it matters who you're connected with. It matters who you're aligned with. It matters if you're like-minded. So we're building global teams and we're setting people free, teaching them a real skill set to grow and compound their money. And so I'm happy about that. I'm excited about doing that. But the Fiji team just got featured on TV in Fiji, and it is blowing up like crazy. And so I'm super excited about that. And so I'm doing that. So if you want to learn how to compound your money, grow your money, and make your money work for you, contact me. And I would love to help you. The second thing is I just told you we're growing Healing for the Nations, and that is ministry, charity, humanitarian relief globally. And so I have an opportunity now where two wonderful, wonderful people have newly come into my life. Obviously, Saf is one of those people, and we're partnering, and he's going to be launching the UK division. So we're working hard on that, and he's the one that keeps me very grounded. Let's say he keeps me very grounded. He points out things that, hey, wait a minute, this needs to be done, and I just love him. I just value him so much. So that's one thing. The second thing is I also have a technical guru, a tech guru who does marketing for Barnes and Noble's 36 billion dollar companies. He does work with and for, he partners with. He is going to, Mr. Jordan Gray, he is working with me to develop an app and how we can use that in saving on medical supply waste, and then turning that into, love in action, and helping different nations with medical supplies, and also food pantry items as well. So we're working on that. That's a super big project, but we're gonna be collaborating on that. So that's exciting. Um, so I'm also in the process of doing some speaking engagements. Obviously, 2020, I was invited to do a progression tour, it's called, with Mr. Andy Audate, and which I'm just honored. He is actually Forbes Man of Marketing, Face of Marketing for 2020. And so he's a business mentor of mine as well. And so next year that will be a go. So I'm excited about that. So obviously, lots of other speaking engagements coming up for next year. I'm excited to do that, to empower and help men and women on multiple platforms. I'm excited about that. But I'm also starting to write a book. So I'm excited about that. I'm not talking about that much, but I am starting to do that. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the days ahead. I'm excited about 2021 because it's a year of great vision and a year of I think it's going to be our best year yet. I'm excited. Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for you. Congratulations, Tania,
Thank you.
on writing your first book as well. Now,
Thank you.
Tania, was there a time in your life journey where you experienced an aha moment?
An aha moment. Oh my gosh, there's been plenty of those aha moments for sure.
What sticks out
Um,
the most in your mind?
I get aha moments at the weirdest times. I get real creative. I get these creative downloads and I see strategy. I see blueprints. I know that might sound a little strange, but it comes to me in downloads and it's just very quick at times. And then I have to write them down, but I see blueprints. I see strategy a lot. And so, or it may be a simple idea but I see it first. I see it first, and then I implement it. And so, one of those aha moments. Oh, I forgot to say I'm also in school too. I forgot to say that. Family nurse practitioner. But Gigi, one, and I'm running my family. I'm having my family.
Oh my goodness.
And I get to speak to lovely, wonderful people like yourself. I love it. There's never a dull moment. So, let's see, aha moment. Let me think about it. I feel like I get aha moments in the shower. I get aha moments when I'm driving, when it's just me in the car and I'm driving and I'm thinking. I get aha moments when I'm in my office and I'm just sitting there and I'm just contemplating, maybe meditating, / praying. But when I get still, I find that when I get still and my mind kind of gets at rest, I get those downloads and I get those aha moments. But I think a recent aha moment for me was when this is a true aha moment when I was holding one of my grandchildren, and it was Maya. She's one of the twins, and I was looking. We were deadlocked. Our eyes were locked in a gaze, and I was just loving on her, looking at her, and she wouldn't break the gaze. She would not break my gaze, and she just held it. She just held the gaze. And I think one of the what came to me in that moment of time was what type of legacy, and of course legacy is super important, but what is the legacy again that, what am I going to, how is she going to know me? How do I want her to know me? And this is the future. I was holding her and I thought to myself, I saw her, growing up, and I saw her as a teenager, and I saw her, getting married in just like 30 to 60 seconds. Those are the things that really matter. At the end of the day, it's about legacy. It's about what are you leaving? It's about your mark on the world. What are you going to leave to this next generation? And I think those are that was a real aha moment for me. Yes, I've thought about it, and yes, obviously I've thought about the legacy, how I want to be known. But when she locked my gaze, it just, and another thing was when I was pregnant with her mother, Hannah. It is a scientific fact that embryo, at uterus, is also carrying and developing future eggs. Let that sink in. So not only was I carrying Hannah, but I was carrying, future generations in me as well. And so when I was holding her, I linked to all that back very quickly. And I think it's super important to think like that. I think it's important to know that your decisions you're making today will have an impact on your future as well as future generations. And how do you want to be known? What type of impact do you want to leave? And those are questions that we need to ask ourselves.
Amen. Very inspiring. Now, Tania, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Oh my goodness. I think it starts on the inside first, clearly. I mean, it's a choice. Happiness is definitely a choice. Blessings are relative. I mean, we all know that, right, Gigi? Blessings are all relative. I mean, my goodness, Gigi, yeah, I mean, I've seen people that literally don't have two nickels to rub together, but they're the happiest people on the face of the planet. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You're laughing because you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
they're the happiest people on the planet. I swear to you. And I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. And then I've seen people who have plenty of money, and they are the most miserable, just stingy people in the world. But I've met real people too that have had plenty of money and have been super happy, super giving, super blessed. So I think it's a choice. I mean, it's about being content with who you are and being content where you are, embracing who you are right now, and just being at peace with that, I think. Um, and just knowing that where you're at right now, it may not be where you're going, but be happy and content, and loving yourself, I think is very important. And just, yeah, just developing that mindset of just being content and being happy, choosing joy. A joy is different than happiness. Happiness is, I get my happiness. I don't know. Sometimes people may define happiness as, I see happiness as, well, this made me happy or whatever. But I think when you develop joy, joy is something you can have in the good, the bad times of things. Joy comes from within. Joy is a real gift, it's a real strength to you, and it can be developed, every day. And I don't know. I think we shouldn't make it so hard. I don't think. I know this is going to sound so simple here, but I don't think life should be so hard. I think it's just a matter of, keeping it simple and real, loving, loving yourself, loving others well, doing the right thing the right way, uh, choosing joy, and really developing a heart of gratitude. I think when we see what we should be thankful for on a day-to-day basis, it takes us to a whole new level. Even neurochemically, it takes us to a whole new level, right? When we have an attitude and a heart of joy and gratitude, endorphins are released, serotonin's increased, all of those good things. So I think developing a heart of love, gratitude, and I think it starts there, honestly.
Amen. I love it. Tania, thank you so much for being a guest on Walk With Me podcast. I truly appreciate you. Now,
Oh, I appreciate you too, Gigi. I think you're an amazing woman. I see so many great things occurring in and through your life. Not just, I wouldn't just say those things. I think you're very inspiring. You have an amazing story. And I think everyone has a story, right? Everyone has a story, and our stories matter. Our stories matter and they're powerful. So I just thank you for having the courage to step into your greatness and to open up doors for other people and to push people higher. And I know that's your heart, to elevate people, to help people, and to encourage others. So thank you, Gigi. Thank you for everything. It's my honor today.
thank you, Tania. Now, where can the audience find you?
Yeah, so I very quickly, you can actually, I'll just give you my personal email. Well, I'm on Facebook, first of all, Tania Simmons, TaniaSimmons. You can connect with me there, of course. You can send an email. I've got multiple emails, but here's the one I'll give out is beauty for FOR ashes, beautyforashes.tania, TANIA @gmail.com. And yeah, you can connect with me on those two places.
Did we get it here?
Yeah,
beautyforashes.tania@gmail.com.
ashes, ASHES. Yeah, ashes.
All right. Just want to make sure we got that correct here. Let's see here.
Yes, correct.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Tania at her email, beautyforashes.tania@gmail.com, and reach out. And Tania, again, thank you so much for being a guest on Walk With Me podcast. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, Gigi. Have a wonderful day.
You're welcome. Likewise.